What's up? My name is TechNoba here for Troubleshoot and welcome back to another video. This video is going to be super disjointed as there's a lot to cover here, but effectively you can use another computer such as a laptop as another display. You can duplicate a display or you can extend to it, albeit rather laggy, or you can use something called a Miracast wireless display. Effectively, this is somewhat similar to a Chromecast, for example. You can use another device as another display, you can stream multimedia content to it, etc., etc. As far as I understand, this is some kind of a standard. I don't completely understand what it is, how it works, but essentially I wanted to use my laptop as an extension to my current computer setup. I already have 3 screens, but let's say I wanted a 4th. How can I use a laptop or something like that as another display? Well, as far as I've seen, you hold start and you press P to bring up this box over here. On Windows 10, it'll look a bit different. You'll see under Duplicate, Extend, all the way at the bottom, a Connect to a Wireless Display option. On Windows 11, you can click More Display Options, and inside of here, you'll see Connect to a Wireless Display that you can click Connect, and you'll be able to choose a wireless display from the options over here. As you can see, my laptop is popping up here as I've set this up to work properly. But let's say that this Connect to a Wireless Display option doesn't show as such. What exactly is wrong? Well, if you do some research, you may find out that there's some kind of an app called the Connect app, which I haven't got installed here, and you may have a ton of issues actually getting a hold of this. The Connect app essentially allows you to stream to a computer or a device. To stream from a computer, you don't need the Connect app installed or any third-party software for that matter. If you want to stream to a device, you'll need to go to your laptop or Miracast compatible device, we'll get there in just a moment, and actually set up the Connect app to work as a receiver. Then you can stream to it from, I think, an Xbox as well. In order to get the Connect app, simply hit Start and type in Optional. We will be heading into Optional Features. In the App section, you'll see the Optional Features button on Windows 11, and on Windows 10 it may be in a slightly different place, though searching for it should get you right where you need to be. When you're in this list over here, you can search for already installed features, and we're going to look for Display. If you don't see anything like this, simply click View Features next to Add an Optional Feature, or something about adding a feature. Inside of here, we'll search for Display, and we'll tick Wireless Display, then we'll hit Next and install it. I know on my computer, it really doesn't want to install this app as I have issues installing any apps from the Microsoft Store on a legitimate version of Windows. Anyways, issues aside, you should be able to install this on your device, and when it has installed, you'll suddenly have the Connect app in your start bar. If you for some reason can't install the wireless display feature, how can we get around this? Well, unfortunately, I don't know where you can download this and install it manually, offline, or anything like that, but there is a command that you can run in order to force the feature to start downloading. Hit Start, type in CMD, and run this as administrator. Then inside of here, simply copy and paste the command from the description down below to download the WirelessDisplay.Connect app, which should include the feature with it. Upon hitting enter and say reopening your settings to the features section, you should see it's currently downloading that wireless display feature here. If I hit enter and have a look here, yep, there it is, it's downloading, but for some reason it never downloads and I can't cancel it either. When you open it up, you'll see a blue window saying your PC's name and something about it's ready to be connected to. Congratulations, your device is now able to receive a Miracast stream, or at least it could. Here's where things get a little bit odd. Heading back to my main computer and disabling the firewall in case it had any issues with it, I hit Start and P, and you should see the Connect to a Wireless Display option, or maybe not. Or if you're on Windows 11, More Display Settings, and inside of here, you should see the Connect option over here, or maybe not. What's the issue? Well, essentially, it is connecting to a wireless display. This makes absolutely zero sense to me, although as far as I understand, it's an enterprise thing that you get the better version of this. Anyways, you need a wireless connection on both the computer that you're sending from and the computer that you're receiving the display signal on. So my PC needs to have a wireless card or adapter or something like that, so I have the Wi-Fi enabled on it. Then my laptop also needs to have Wi-Fi enabled on it. Even though your computer may be wireless compatible, you can see Wi-Fi networks, you may not have the ability to use a Miracast display, either sending or receiving. Hold Start and press R to bring up the Run dialog box, and inside of here, type in CMD and then hit Enter. Then inside of this new window, we'll be typing in netsh space wlan space show space driver. Upon hitting enter, you'll see this area if you don't have a wireless adapter in your computer, or simply connecting one and hitting up to go to the previous command, then enter, you should see a different response eventually. You'll see a whole bunch of text talking about what adapter you have plugged in or Wi-Fi adapters you have available. And at the very bottom, you'll see wireless display support, no or yes. You'll see a graphics driver compatibility and a Wi-Fi driver compatibility over here. Most modern graphics cards have this feature available, including integrated graphics. If you see Wi-Fi driver no, you may have not waited long enough after plugging in your USB. Simply hitting up and enter, you can see yes, it's supported, Wi-Fi driver yes. This is an incredibly old USB adapter I found somewhere under my drawer. It's held together with masking tape and electrical tape, and it has to be positioned exactly right in my USB to work at all. It's a 2016 adapter, it's very old, and it has this functionality. So odds are, any old Wi-Fi adapter you have will probably work with this feature. Anyways, when you have it enabled, you can either reopen the display options on Windows 11 or hit Start and P on Windows 10, and you can see the Connect to a Wireless Display option. You also need to check in the device that's receiving the display signal that you have Miracast compatibility. When you have that all set up, you should be able to find on the network, click on it, and it'll connect to it. Super simple. As far as I understand, you don't need the Connect app open, you just need it installed in order to receive a display signal. Beyond that, you've hopefully got things set up at least somewhat correctly. There's very little easy documentation about it. If you're like me, you may be searching for answers on how to use your laptop or something as an extra display, and checking whether your graphics card is compatible, thinking it's that instead of the Wi-Fi device being the most important, and it'll take you down a rabbit hole of 6-year-old NVIDIA forum posts with a bunch of other information that may not apply to you. If you're having issues with it, this post over here may help you out, and you'll find this linked down below. Though this is 6 years old, and the workaround probably still works, though maybe not. So onto that weird enterprise limitation I was talking about, whether this is something to make more money or only available to certain people for certain reasons. This needs wireless on both ends to get a wireless display working because it's a wireless display. To me, it makes absolutely no sense that this can't be done over a wired connection, Ethernet. It's oftentimes faster, more reliable, and usually more data throughput as well, at least in most cases. Why is this not available? Well, it really beats me, and as far as I understand, if you actually have a connection going, you've initiated it over wireless, your computers will talk to each other and eventually say, hey, we have an Ethernet connection, let's use that instead. And I've heard people mentioning that you can pull up your Windows Task Manager and head across to the Performance tab to see what exactly is being used, whether it's your Ethernet or your wireless connection. Again, no sense, but that's what it is. If this is the odd thing that you're trying to do, hopefully this video helps you out. Otherwise, I've just been rambling on about issues I had for hours, trying to figure out how to use my laptop as another display. The joke's really on you after all of this, because it's so laggy that it's really unusable for anything really. If you're going to be watching anything that requires sync, such as playing a game, there's way too much of that. Watching a YouTube video, prepare for words to be spoken and them to be heard a second later, or even more. The only thing that really makes sense is Word documents, Excel documents, even there your typing will be laggy. Maybe just having a music player there, Spotify, anything like that. It's more screen real estate, but it's really unusable in most cases. The only thing I can really see it being used for is maybe PowerPoint presentations and things like that. Anyways, you have your reasons for wanting a wireless display, and here's a video that hopefully explains how to get a really basic one set up completely for free on Windows 10 and Windows 11, anything like that. Thank you all for watching. My name's been taken over here for Troubleshoot, and I'll see you all next time. Ciao!